Alright guys, so I just hit record. This is going to be episode 14 of Morning Coffee. I'm your host, I'm Speedy Gonzalez. And if you're new to the channel, this is a video podcast where we go over some competitive topics. This is very educational. Today we're going to be going over two case studies. We're going to first watch an endgame or like a mid-game fight gone wrong. Try to learn from that. And we're going to watch a mid-game to endgame rotate gone wrong, and try to figure out a better entry point into specifically if I pull up Blue Lake. Blue Lake, whenever there's a circle that looks a little something like this, this is always tough because it's like a 50-50 chance, right, of it pulling either to very congested, refarmed, lazy, or if you are one of those refarmers, you have to somehow attack the mountain and you get sprayed because of the elevation change and the people posted up on those peaks, right? So I kind of want to do that one of those reviews is going to be figuring out a better place to be positioned during a circle like this. This is probably one of the most difficult rotates or places to perfectly position yourself on the current map during a circle like this. But yeah, that's what we're going to be covering. Let me close out these Booga VODs real quick, and then we're going to talk about mid-game rotates or mid-game fights. I only have one good example from yesterday. As most of you are aware right now, there's not a lot of competitive stuff going on. We're in the current off season, but
push these guys.
yeah. All right. So I was tuning into Calc, right? Because I'm interested. Like Calc never streams. I'm always excited when Calc streams because it's a gameplay that we don't really often get to see, right? So he made it off spawn with a couple of eliminations, and they decide to base up during this circle. Like they try to go for dead center and they try to base up next to this team so that they don't get perfect naded, right? Which I'll ask the question as the host, right? Driving the train or like the conductor or whatever, the WOD review. If you guys think posting up next to this team will avoid you getting perfect naded, because maybe you don't get perfect naded, but like if this team just tries to pocket nade and make two people fight by throwing some nades at them, that could be just as effective as well. If I'm that team up there on the brick and I'm like, this team just based up on like right next to another team, I throw two nades in there, they fight. Right, so that's one thing going through my mind. The other thing is like Calc decides to base up on the ground level instead of like above them, and that kind of leads to them getting into a box fight.
So this way you don't get perfect naded. If they just stop spraying me.
Right, so maybe a better way to like avoid this is just to like ramp this team instead and base up on them, which is kind of what I mean, like you want to avoid getting perfect naded if you're like dead center. I understand that, but like if you're also basing up literally like horizontal to another team, and that's just going to trigger a box fight, right? So you can't have your cake and eat it too, right? Like you can't have it both ways.
Can they stop?
Should have ramped over them. Yeah. But then the box fight ensues. I really like how Kez just kind of goes in there. Kez was in the chat like earlier, right? And they initiate like a box fight, like a 2v1 on the same edit, right? Like they're both looking in.
Yeah, across.
Where it gets a little dicey is like actually going in and pushing in.
Watch out, you're gonna get trapped.
I
just got RPG, dude. What are you doing?
Yeah, so Kez unfortunately goes down. Left, it's up to Calc to clutch up.
That is not the guy that has.
so I'm gonna back this up.
White, white.
Yeah, across. Watch out, you're gonna get trapped. I just got RPG, dude. What are you doing?
I think the moment Calc realized that that it was a 2v1, I think he went all in.
I got him white, bro.
Right, like in in box fight wagers, if it becomes a 2v1, you're gonna get sprayed to death. So you gotta quickly jump in on a guy to turn it into a 1v1, right? Otherwise, you're giving them a lot of breathing room to coordinate against you and clean you up. So the moment Kez went down like that, I think that was like something interesting, like something huge too. So he makes that into like a 1v1, and now he buys himself a lot of breathing room, a lot of time.
I don't know what you're doing.
Calc is toxic.
Box dived him, dude.
We're just not gonna talk about like team synergy or anything like that. I'm more interested in like the actual plays for this review.
Dual prac ladder. Ouch.
Yeah, I think if you're like in this situation, like even going back to positioning, right? Like it goes back to like you never really need to be like dead center. Like you can be off center on like some sort of elevation, right? That's even more ideal. If zone goes over here, then that's not a big deal, right? Because I'd rather be here than like mid game fighting a team. Yeah, perfect nading is a risk,
I am so bad.
but this is even worse, right?
Oh, I just kind of fucked up.
You just have to get in to win. Yeah, when it becomes like a 2v1 like that, you really need to turn the tides a little bit. You need something in that moment. Otherwise, again, like you'll give them room to breathe.
You're rebooting me.
So I did like that play from Calc.
This is Tristan Hip. Fuck that guy. Oh.
I have more shield than him, so I'll just do this.
Okay, you're getting blocked, kid. This guy reminded me. Don't worry, we all played bad sometimes. Thank you for the warm message. What is this guy's name?
Yeah, so all the boomers in my chat are, yeah, boomers versus zoomer comments right now. But
Shit on.
Literally blocking
oh yeah, this whole thing was interesting too when I was watching it live,
I have more
man.
shield than him, so I'll just do this.
When I was watching it live, it was so interesting the way he was playing it. Right, again, we're here to like VOD review the gameplay, not the personality or controversies or whatever. But he takes advantage of like his shield inventory to make plays
This is Tristan Hip. Fuck that guy.
and make pokes, right? Pokes the
I
guy,
have more
goes
shield
back to
than him, so I'll
heal,
just do this.
heals back up
Bad sometimes.
to 175,
Warm message.
and then goes back in for more pokes. He gets a big poke there, gets the water place and gets in.
Shit on.
This whole like bob and weave poke back up to heal, like the whole way he played it was so good, in my opinion. That's the whole reason I really saved this timestamp, because I thought this was like a good moment. I think he also went off to pop off endgame.
Solo.
Yeah, it's kind of a big takeaway for mid game fights too, like those little pokes like that. Okay, we're just gonna fast forward this a bit.
And he's like, you jumped on me, and I'm like, yeah, you're taking our fucking wall.
Was it worth the heals?
Right.
I don't know. It goes both ways, right? Like, it's an elimination point, and you're not guaranteed to even get placement in certain formats as a solo in duos. Maybe you can glitch up, but I think most of the time, like some of these players are just like, yeah, I'm better. That would have been disgusting. The play was kind of iffy. We can go back and talk about it some more. It's a good case study. We can go back. We'll watch out the end game, then go back and talk about it like in depth. Crazy. Sometimes I feel like it's even better to like. It's sometimes better to be a solo in duos. I feel like sometimes
Oh.
because you can afford to move so much faster. No way they did that.
He's phasing.
No way he's phasing. No way he picked him up. No way he got the bug.
Unstorm.
No way
Nice.
he's lost that.
Up above you.
What the
You're nice.
fuck, Calc?
It goes further. East all the way.
I don't know
Holy
what I'm supposed to
shit.
do, bro. I get fucking RPG and
Back to the solo comment, like you just move so much faster and you don't have to like make a perfect tarp for your teammate.
Oh, 500 man.
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
RPG didn't fire. They both got in on him.
He's phasing.
Dude phased. He picked him up, he got the bug, which is hilarious. He got the scythe in there.
Nice. Up above you. Not. You're nuts. It goes further. East all the way.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Nice. Whoa. Unstorm. Nice.
I get that. Like I get that there's people potentially on the wall, right? Like there's a guy back here pumping. The only thing that bothers me from this whole thing was like he never even checked the body to see if there was like floppers on the body he just killed. He just completely forgot about it. Because watching this whole POV, I never see it. This guy as well, like as soon as this guy goes down, like I never see it. But
Above you.
maybe they didn't, right?
You're nuts.
Who knows? But yeah, the option to check wasn't there. You guys are saying in this particular moment in time, right? You guys are saying here he should have just left the guy alone?
Ouch. I am so bad.
Did my sub go through? I don't think it did. Thank you, regardless.
Oh, I just kind of fucked up.
You don't want that 15 HP.
That and thinking this kid's gonna grief us, so I'm gonna kill him. Yeah, so the question on the table right now is, did Calc play emotionally right now? Because these kids fought, or box fought them when they could have just chilled, right? Which they did kind of chill a little bit. It was really If we're gonna get into it, let's get all the way into it.
Across. Stop. We base up right next to these guys. So you can get perfect
If we're gonna get into it, let's actually get into it. All right, here they spray a little.
So this way you don't get perfect nade.
Second guy sprays a little. They set up a small opportunity to like box fight or trap him. They continue to spray. Kez jumps in to like pressure this guy, right? In this moment in time right now, they can all chill.
Yeah, across.
They can chill literally right now, but Kez does go in to commit to like the full get the kill.
You're gonna get trapped.
Right? Then it kind of goes. It gets out of hand.
I just got RPG, dude. What are you doing?
I got him white, bro.
Like here, all it was like wall spray, right? There wasn't anyone on the wall trying to wall replace. There was just either go up or counter pressure them, right? Like you can hold a wall while a teammate like just pressures them back a little bit to make them stop. There was no one on the wall trying to wall replace. There was no one really initiating a box fight.
So this way you don't get perfect nade. If they just stop spraying me.
Right, like this guy's just claiming that box, right? But not really there.
Can they stop?
Okay, he did start being a little bit more weird with that edit in particular, right? Maybe he was trying to go for a wall replace. This wasn't their box, right? They could have gotten trapped a long time ago.
Yeah, across.
Kez shouldn't have gone in.
Watch out, you're gonna get trapped. I just got
Right, because he could have gotten either edited from the guy who literally just went above his head or
RPG, dude.
gotten put into a bad position, which he did. He did get put into a bad position.
What are you doing?
There was nothing to push into the tarp or the base with. There wasn't the knock. There wasn't. There he got him white. That was the reasoning. He got him weak, but like it's still 2v1 with you going in there. Like you. Okay. I kind of feel like if I were to say both parties were at fault, it wouldn't feel right because Calc literally went up and based up next to this team who's just chilling. It wouldn't feel right for me to say that both parties were at fault. It wouldn't feel like I would even believe myself if I said that. Calc just needed to like ramp over them. If he really wanted to avoid getting perfect naded by basing up next to a team, you know, I don't know. Still base up over them. I don't know. Like you can't have it both ways. You can't avoid perfect nades and avoid getting box fight by a team you literally base up next to. And then if you're gonna base up next to a team, you can't run in like that, like Kez did.
I don't know what you're doing.
And then from here, it was just like runaway emotions, right? The feeling of like that team griefed us. I have to grief them back. Calc's got mats. He's got 2 bodies on him right now. He's got 2 bodies worth of loot. If he wants to eliminate the guy because he's a threat to like future rotates, then maybe that's not emotional.
Oh, I just kind of.
Okay, you're getting blocked. Level 3 block. Do like 15,000 stretches.
Did you kill him already? You killed him already. You missed it.
Be right back. I'm gonna.
No, I don't know.
What is this guy's name?
Yeah, so he's at full aggroing this guy.
Shit on.
Kills him. This is what you guys were talking about, right? Like you guys don't agree with him pushing in. Being too confident is reckless. The other team gave a reason to box fight by making their metal one shot. That's how I'm feeling. And Kes committed too much and they should have chilled. Yeah. Revise, keep up the grind, love the content. Nice. I'm saying they should have chilled and they saw they couldn't get the kill, grab the metal wall. Yeah, you guys, I guess you guys are saying like everything before like Calc actually jumping in was smart. You guys are saying here, right? This is what you guys are saying. The pokes were smart. Using the shield was smart. Where you guys are like not agreeing with is like jumping in like this.
Shit on.
I mean, like the only other play available. Yeah, this does make me nervous. I'm not gonna lie. Like this whole time, right now, like if Tristan was to alpha up and make an edit, he could kill Calc. You can make Calc. If you're Tristan right now, like you can make this edit, and Calc literally he pickaxes air. Right, if you see a dude coming into your tarp like that, and there's like, you own a ramp in there, if we're getting super granular with this, you own a ramp in there and the guy's like already stepping in, that's a free kill, or that's a free shot. Cal could have RPG shotgunned the dude, right? Or even nowadays, like, I don't know, like you, here. Even nowadays, can I load up my Fortnite? Am I gonna leak anything? Is this not? Okay. What I was gonna say, I don't know why my Fortnite's not loading, but I think you can wall replace with an RPG from this distance. I think you can actually RPG wall replace from this distance. Because we've seen it in box fight wagers. You can literally, the reach on a wall behind another wall is massive. You can actually RPG wall replace from the previous box. So that was also a potential play before like actually committing. I don't know. Yeah. If that was Booga, he would have killed him. The guy messed up his edit. Yeah, so now you're saying Tristan did mess up his edit, dude. He made a door instead of like a. If he does make the edit, Calc is dead, right? Like Calc would have been swinging air right now instead of getting the wall replaced. Calc would have been with his wall out right now, getting tacked in the face. But because Tristan messed up and made a door edit, yeah.
Shit on.
Yeah, so the whole time it's just this what it comes down to. Like he shouldn't be in this little tarp or whatever. And if he is wall replacing, then he can wall replace with attack. He can spam with attack to wall replace if he really wants it, not the pickaxe. Right, that attack does what, 60 damage or something. Read what I said. What'd you say? I have to scroll up, Lewis. I think going middle circle one before 50-50 is worth. You will always use mats, but instead of sticking edge and hoping 50-50, I think going middle circle one. So you're saying going middle fourth. This is kind of off topic, but Lewis in my chat's like being here fourth going into half is nice so that you don't gamble, whatever. Yeah, I think a lot of people think that way, but sometimes it's just out of your hands, right? Like if you're third and you like kind of box up central and then you get fourth, why would you move, right, when you have a chance to get half? I think that's what people think. Yeah. All right, I think we're gonna move on. This was like a really good case study. I feel like everyone was just, the chat's kind of fired up about this moment for like a lot of like the right and the wrong reasons. That's 1/8 chance. Talk to yeah. All right. We're gonna move on. My main takeaway from that was, yeah, like if you're gonna box up next to people, ramp them first of all. If you're trying to avoid it, you shouldn't even try to approach another team like that. It's gonna 100% initiate a box fight. During the box fight, don't go into their base, and definitely don't go into like this ramp situation that we're currently seeing on the screen. Yeah, super granular, and then take advantage of, yeah, take in today's box fight meta, guys. This, like, we talked about the AR. We talked about the AR play, right? But like, Calc didn't even need to. Like in this moment in time, Calc could have literally made this corner edit, AR sprayed to wall replace from back here and gotten a wall replace, and then quickly done like this edit, right, to make like a half wall, and then like RPG'd into that box. Like in today's box fight meta, you don't even need to be like in the next box. You can be right, like this is the box you want, this is the box you're in. You can literally be over here wall replacing, right? You can wall replace from way the hell over here. You don't need to be in this box anymore in today's day and age. Yeah. Yeah, so many things that could have been done differently. All right. We're gonna watch this rotate gone wrong by Tfue, right?
Especially the P90.
Exactly.
I need to VOD review this as a coach.
Where do you want to go? Do you want to like?
It's interesting. The question on the table right now is, what's the best place to be at for this freaking circle? Right, where do you want to be? What's the worst possible place the zone could pull? Right? This is bad. And this is bad. Right? Rotating from here to here is bad, and rotating from up there to there is kind of bad, right? Because this is high density. You have everyone refarming, and then this is like people posted up on mountains and peaks, holding everyone in lazy, rotating to them. And then there's people in lazy who will like be already established in their like refarmed base, ready to just like spray at you. And then maybe like something in between, right? So that's kind of what I want to watch.
We just go straight across for now.
The edge, rotate outskirts later.
Now while the blizzard.
Yeah, this whole thing's just kind of like,
I'm supposed to get snow on.
I'm gonna watch it just so we can figure it out.
Fuck that.
There's another flopper to my left.
This is a rotate gone wrong, so they ended up dying getting
Yeah,
focused.
Alright, this snowstorm is about to be done.
We'll watch it. What could have been done better, differently? What's the ideal place to be positioned for this particular second circle?
It's a way better lobby than the fucking other
Can we
ones,
use
dude.
snowstorms as rotate tools? Yeah, you can, but it's not gonna be around forever, right? As soon as winter is done, they're gonna remove it, and then
You just took this mountain right
you've
here.
developed bad habits.
They just gave up their base. They're farming mats. We can take their base. We can ramp on it. Down?
I'm about to fucking.
I'm about to fry his ass. Sneak it up and I'm gonna kill him. On his teammate.
I had the worst bloom ever, bro. We
Yeah,
already
so
did
they were trying to rotate in to see if they could get a
10
mountain
seconds on
position.
zone, bro.
They saw that the team was distracted refarming and maybe they could sneak up, but it didn't end up working. So
Are you
they
ready to
box
book-
up.
Back door we came, just in case.
They box up, right, and it pulls like this. Yeah, so this is worst possible scenario if you're expecting zone to pull onto the mountains, right? So if you would have like stayed here, for example, and waited for zone here, his rotate into the mountain would have been good. Here he could have maybe done like, I don't know, he could have maybe, he had a lot more options from here, possibly. Right, and the other thing I was thinking, like, what if you base up here, right? Instead, and this has like a nice entry point into the mountains and into Lazy. So that's kind of where my thoughts are at right now, but we'll continue to see it.
Yeah, we probably should just go back the way we came.
Go back down the hill and
Yeah,
rotate
fucking
north.
control
That's
this
exactly
rest
what they
work out.
did. That's literally what they did. I'm thinking like
Rotate
it's
all
already-
the way
macro,
down here,
like,
dude, just to
big
get
picture
fucked.
rotates for the future.
It's gonna pull back this way too, trust.
Bro, honestly,
Like very last one.
it might. Let's pull
Zone
some-
does not pull up mountains anymore. Yeah, it's been weird.
You want to just
been
chill here
weird.
then?
Zones have been
Calm down.
behaving differently lately.
ahead.
It's been very weird. Not like I
Five,
haven't
four
seen
and a
them
half.
pull up onto those mountains in a
Fuck, fuck. Let's go,
while.
let's do these kids. You ready? You with me?
I live 290. Yeah, the kid in the front. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Hit him 36.
Okay, so here they got caught up into like this weird scuffed rotate, right? Because there was another team
Good there, that kid probably dies.
rotating in from the south. Now they're being held.
One run in 30.
No, just wait for these kids to leave.
Behind us.
You meant north of the west side of zone.
Fuck,
Yeah,
someone
so like
was-
off of Scope's position, you're saying? I think they were just trying to get into
Let's get
Lazy
left, let's
through
go.
like a nice entry point. Otherwise, like people in
What's
Lazy
out?
would focus them
Going with you?
crossing the lake,
Farm this tree.
the Lazy Lake, the lake west of Lazy. There's like no builds. There's nothing. It's just water. There's no natural cover. You just get sprayed. Like this is like a nice entry point where like you can use a lot of like natural cover and old builds.
Alright.
You can spend a little bit of
Use the next
mats
zone in a
to
minute,
get to
so-
them if you do get looked at and focused. I think that was the logic here. Was shooting them a good idea? I don't think it. Getting caught up into
What
like
about
that
middle
weird
here?
situation is a good idea now.
There's kids south.
Like
we
if
can
the
hold them.
opportunity to pickaxe
We can
swing
free
and
kill
let
where?
people rotate is available,
fighting
I'd
them
rather
south.
take that and get focus on positioning than get held. You know, both teams out of zone.
Watch him twice. Right there. Kid's fucking gonna die. I just got fucking fried and I need you to fucking enemy back maybe.
Don't you
I'm good.
think Tifu should have rotated
Minis,
towards
we got an airdrop,
Misty
let's get it.
since the right side of Lazy is mostly
Get on.
free?
Could try to harpoon those mats. Watch out, bro. West.
I kind of forgot about that.
like edge of second zone. Yeah, we're gonna watch it out and then
More minis.
try to
brand
figure
new
something out,
harpoon.
or like
Fucking-
see
Gotta go
what would have been
green.
better for like this specific zone behavior. Right, where like
Where do
it
you wanna
pulls like
start?
this and then it
Back here,
pulls
back
off lazy.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm hiding.
Nades. Jay popping flops, I think.
I see him. I see him. I see him. Hide. Crouch. He'll see you. Come here. What's laser around when he gets in? That kid just hit the nastiest fucking flick I've ever seen. I'm actually not even capping.
Big. Taking the blue yard too.
Yeah, dude.
So much mats, holy fuck. Good to go.
Where'd you go so far?
Is that kid doing it? I have no idea.
Wait, what kind of shotgun do you have?
Blue tack.
Does he have a spaz or do you have a pump?
I don't fucking know. I think he had a pump.
This zone was like something like this, right? I think it was like something like this. Then sports with like something like that, right? I think.
Bro, you just 180 fucking hit me in the face though, dude. Now I don't only have 50 shield.
Fuck off.
We really need to like not let kids know that we're here because we're gonna fucking die. I'm going through the second floor. Watch out, this kid's next to me. I'm gonna ramp up.
Oh yeah. The fucking RPG kids are
Right side of lazy is always
Yeah.
free. Yeah. The problem is
Bro, he just fucking double versed me.
it,
Body shot
it
him.
depends what
Nice.
time you're talking
For
about.
99 shield.
I'm just gonna chill.
Second zone, like being in lazy is
You
kind of
rockets?
ass.
Yeah,
Because
I
if
do.
it pulls on the mountains, then you die getting to the mountains if you're on the right side of lazy. Yeah, so then this one pulls like that. Something like that.
Not a bad
Just
zone.
run east now. Oh my god! They were waiting
I knocked
for
him.
us. Maybe build me
Oh,
in.
that-
Build me in.
I knocked him. I knocked
Yeah,
him.
yeah, yeah, you're fucking god. Those kids were crouching, waiting for me to drop down. Holy shit. I'm gonna eat a flopper and pop minis and then we gotta dip. Do you have any heals? You got them up, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go, we gotta go.
I mean, maybe I'm wasting my time. Right?
Fucking weirdos, bro. You just got laser underneath me?
I'm not sure, because maybe like if Tifu didn't get beamed there, right?
Bro.
How often is that really gonna happen? Maybe
You
they
gotta stick
they
with
would have
me
been
'cause I
rotating
have fucking kids
fine
on me.
had that team like
Right
not
above me?
decided to like start
I'm just like cranking up, bro, and I'm just gonna
start griefing like when everyone was out of
full
zone.
service.
So this is what I'm focused on right now. This shit. Like
Fucking griefing. Right here in this box.
I'm with you.
I don't have any shield.
this, right? So everyone's already established over here. Everyone's already set up. If you rotate from lazy, you're kind of fucked. Right? Like if you were anywhere in lazy and then like you rotate like that, you're kind of dead. This guy, these guys over here, I think they're like here. So they would have held anyone on the right side too, right? Like this half right now to get into it.
Here, I have minis. I have one mini.
Bro, we have to
I'm
just
gonna-
like, we have to just like
Yeah.
overcharge. our
Like
plan.
obviously they should have
I'm gonna
like
drop
gone
down.
lower,
Dropping.
dropped down. They did.
I'm going all.
And then there's like this ridge too, right? So like there's like this mountain protecting the half
All
circle.
the way down. Low ground.
So now like if you drop down, now you're pushing up.
I'm getting. I just got lased.
Same.
I'm letting it go down zone. I'm dead, bro. The whole server is just focused on me. I've never been more unfortunate with zones in my life, literally.
So they were lurking under them. Yeah, I mean, I have no idea
Those
whether
are
or not, like,
Bro,
whether this
current
time
mini-
wasted right here.
waiting
I'm not
for us.
First of all, what are these guys doing?
Not bad.
They're on
Um,
east now.
You're literally fighting outside of half
Oh.
instead of rotating in.
Oh my god.
TP was a free kill, maybe, right? Like, in the sense that there's a player and we can double beam him with my controller, right? But they're here, and now everyone's caught up here, and they have to rotate in. So these guys are not really prioritizing to rotate in. They did beam a guy, but then they got traded. So Scope
God.
instantly knocked the other guy, right?
They were waiting
I'm not
for
gonna-
us.
If I'm giving those guys the benefit of the doubt, like I'd say they had that edit open, like scouting out the rotate, and then Tfue happened to fall down in front of them. The only other
Look at
thing
the- yeah,
Tfue could have done was like
Not bad
Just
though.
run.
rotated late, but
East now.
that's not a good idea either, right? Because generally, I mean, you guys are always in this situation, right? Like it's half-half. You're like over here, you don't get the half-half, and you're also like you're either the guy, you're either based up on top of a guy, or you're a guy's based up on top of you, right? And you both somehow have to get over here. I'm like oversimplifying it, and then one of you has to be the bigger man and rotate early, right? It's kind of like a quagmire, like a standoff. One of you has to bite the bullet and rotate early, and there has to be some sort of faith that the other team doesn't grief you or beam you, right? Like most of the time the low ground team gets beamed by the high ground team, but if the high ground team decides to be the bigger man and rotate early, and then the low ground team beams, which I rarely ever see because I usually think low ground team is just relieved that they're not going to get beamed by the high ground team. But in this case, like the low ground team beamed Tfue. Tfue was like early rotating. These guys caused like a little traffic jam here that kept everyone from rotating into zone for like 20 seconds while they rezzed and healed. Right? That was like a 20-second traffic jam that they caused there. I don't know whether or not those 20 seconds would have been like
Oh my god.
I have to believe those 20 seconds would have been
waiting for us.
valuable, right? Before,
Build me in. Build me in.
I knocked
Other
him. I
teams
knocked
got
him.
established.
Dear fucking god. Those kids were crouching,
right? Like
waiting for me to drop down.
no one's on the hill yet. So Tfue would have probably been like here. Like maybe, I don't know. Let's keep rewatching.
Holy shit. I'm gonna eat a flopper and pop minis and then we get.
The right side is the easiest to rotate. Scoped had RPG, could have released some pressure when rotating up the hill. I think once they were starting to get focused by 3 teams with AR spray, it was like a done deal. Like there's something fundamental that went wrong way earlier. Tifu's fault for not expecting it and not building. Creo's said. Creo or Cryo. I'm not sure how to say it. Slowed them down so much. But yeah, whenever you're like vertically based up on top of each other, like just expecting the other team will beam you. You're saying like if you go first or if they go first, either way, you have to expect high ground beams you, or if like you go first, you gotta expect low ground beams you, because you can't really trust these guys to not cuck everyone involved, right? Causing like a massive 20-second traffic jam for everyone involved.
Do you have any heals? You got him up, right?
Yeah.
Here it is, bro.
And then they
You just got laser underneath me?
got beamed again from the same guys.
Bro.
Good?
It's crazy.
Because I have fucking kids on me. Kid right above me. I'm just like cranking up, bro, and I'm just gonna overbuild. Whole server.
And then everyone, because of those 50 seconds that gone by, right? Blue circle or whatever is 50 seconds. Full 50 seconds gone by and they didn't get in. So now like all the teams that were in just start to focus him. Maybe it doesn't even come down to rotates. Maybe it is about rotates. Maybe it's not, right? At the end of the day, like maybe it just comes down to like, yeah, you know, when you're rotating in and you're like in that situation where you're based up, I don't know if they were like based up like this, something like that, right? Just expect that the other team's going to try to beam you and be assholes, and then you block them off. Right, like because had Tifu been here, for example, right, like he got into a fight, there was another team somewhere along the way so they were like over here. I think they were like here. Right? Getting ready for Circle to pull on the mountain, and then when it didn't, he rotated south. He came around here, then he stalled here. Then he got into Lazy. Right, he got like over here. This was in though. What is this? This is, yeah, maybe this is too big. It was like something like that. They should have dropped earlier during rotating. I think it just comes down to these guys.
First fucking griefing. Just drop down. Oh my god.
It just comes down to this moment, I feel like.
Waiting for
Right? You have 50 seconds to rotate in.
Not bad
just
though.
run east now.
Not
Oh my
building
God.
these guys off. Right? Like changing layers.
God, they were waiting
I'm not
for
gonna-
us.
Obviously, like you can't
build me
always
up.
know like all the people that are
Build me up.
around you,
Fucking
but
mine.
you just gotta assume that there's gonna be
you're
people
fucking God.
shooting you from the
These
back.
guys were crouching, waiting for me to drop down.
You
Holy shit.
spend like
I'm gonna eat a flopper
10
and pop minis, then
materials.
we
for
gotta
that. I don't know.
go, bro.
I have 1 minute.
Over.
I don't know. I don't know. You guys think it was just like? You guys just think it was a case of one team griefing and it was unfortunate, or do you guys think it's like it's big picture rotates, right? What happens when you pull like this? Because Tifu's current rotates are like either enter the mountain through here or enter the mountain through here on this particular zone. Yeah, someone was saying like Yeah, stay misty side and then rotate like this, which is also possible, right? Because the rotate into the mountain, uh, should it pull to the mountain, wouldn't be terrible either, unless it pulled north. Because what if half was like, I don't know. What if half pulled over here, right? And then you got to cross all these mountains. Maybe that's better. Maybe you just stay misty side, right? And then do like a wide rotate in. River right side.
That's what I do.
P90.
Exactly. It's like it's just.
It's gonna pull back. This.
So you guys are saying he should have stayed, down here. And then when this zone pulled, he should have wide rotated in. If zone pulled over here, he should have like wide rotated in as well. And then someone was saying like, yeah, like walk up the river, right? Because the right side of lazy is always free. That's what you guys are saying. And then had he been down here instead of up here, maybe. Assuming like no one holds him, like assuming people don't post up here, and when he's rotating in, like when circle pulls to the left, no one holds him here. And then you could also like wide rotate over here. And then when circle pulls over here, you guys are, I don't know, saying you continue to like wide rotate. Will this be on YouTube? Yes. You can go farther in with Misty rotate. What's the point of a Misty rotate? What's the difference between here and here? Other than like, I don't know, that. Using the water maybe to like get in. Is it possible to time the storm? I'm not sure what that question is. Time the storm how? I like the position on the right side of lazy over here. Yeah. So in this previous circle, there was the options to where to base up is literally like anywhere like here, right? Like on this little landmass. He could have been anywhere here, really, just waiting for the circle to pop. And then once by pop, it really comes down to like, okay, which body of land is circle going to cover, right? Is it going to be like that one? Is it going to be the south one? Is it going to be lazy? Right. And being here lets you kind of wide rotate to either one. That's why he rotates from steamy like all the way down to the river. That's the whole point of it. But then half pulled way the hell over here, dude. I don't know. Like even if you're here, I don't like do you even mess with the whole lazy thing? Maybe you wide rotate and try to get here. And what if half pulls over here? You gotta, I guess maybe that's better. Crony, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Is a snowstorm random? I feel like
Honestly,
it is.
Like very last one.
It might.
That's a penis? Do a penis rotate?
You want to just
Morning,
chill here
Bala.
then?
I was saying Maybe it's nice to be here. You guys are saying it's nice to be over here. Someone's saying it's nice to be over here. Or either, I guess. And then no one's really saying it's nice to be over here. But maybe it's nice to be over here. Tifu would never be over there in the first place. You'll never find Tifu over here for, because we've talked about this before, right? Like if you're like that, and then circle pulls over here, then you're dead. We would, that's not even an option. And because of that, that's not an option either. Going from here to here while you wait for the next circle might be an option, but at the end of the day, like maybe it's just down to like chilling here second, and then like wide rotating in. I don't know. What's up, Tom? That full of boomers? Yeah. I know these circles are fucked. Chat full of lovely ages. Look, dude, there's no boomers or zoomers. It's either you get drafted or you don't. Like, let's just drop the boomer zoomer shit. It's fucking. Are you 18 or are you not? It's what the world's come to now, 2020. So the reason I'm spending so much time on this is like, yeah, it's nice to be on the south side and do like a wide rotate to the next circle, but then if zone keeps pulling like this, then it's kind of fucked, right? Like if it keeps pulling north, it's just, it keeps fucking you, right? Because you wide rotate, yeah, but then you like wide rotate to here, and then zone keeps pulling over here, so like you go in here and then it pulls over here, then you like you go in here. I don't know, maybe it's out of your hands at a certain point. There's no draft period. Yeah.
I'm down. Slide.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
5-5, 4.5.
I'm 5-5-5. I'm gonna build each of these kids.
I'd rotate
Ready?
farther north
I
on the
was
side.
90. Yeah, the kid in the front. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. 36.
I died.
Yeah, maybe let these guys go. So had they stayed in Misty, they would have like wide rotated here regardless, right?
Die. Good.
And then it pulls to the left.
More mini. Which way do you want?
Then you use old builds to get in. Old builds and like natural cover.
The fucking RPG kids are next to us.
Okay.
Nice.
Here for 99.
Like, the only different thing you could really do is, I don't know, like try to like get more in here in case it pulls over here. I don't know, dude.
Not a bad
Just
zone.
run east now.
I feel like there's not much really to tweak. There's really not much to tweak. When it just keeps pulling north and north, like if you say like just be more north, then what if it keeps pulling south and south, right? Like it's Tifu getting knocked is what scuffs him. Yeah, like it just boils down to this, really. Like they lost 43 seconds because of this.
God.
Like I don't think it's a rotational issue. I think it's just like this fix this really issue. Yeah. All right. I don't know. It was still a good thought experiment. I think it really just boils down to this moment. They lost 50 seconds. You're letting other people get established. You know, trying to heal up, trying to get in. They had the whole right side. They had like a nice, easy rotate on the right side of this zone. Right? Like, left side would have been fucked on this zone for sure. Right side, maybe late rotating was also an option a little bit, but I don't know. It just really boils down to this. So we talked about traffic jams with you guys, right? Like if you're ever in this situation, just let people rotate, man. I don't know, like unless you're like you have some specific reason. But like if you're ever in this position, just let them rotate. Don't be a dick. Don't be an asshole. Don't beam people. You just grief your own rotate. Right? That guy got knocked. Tifu got knocked.
Maybe build me in. Build me in.
I knocked him. I knocked him.
Then you're both kind of scuffed on rotate. Then you like before you even get half because you didn't let one team go first when you were based up either on top or below them. Then it just kind of spirals from there. All right. So that's going to be it for episode 14, I believe. Talking about this episode was mainly mid-game fights and end-game rotates. We talked a little bit about the traffic jam theory. Maybe I'll do more in-depth later if I get more examples. But yeah, those of you guys on YouTube, again on YouTube. Where is it? Those of you guys on YouTube, what are you guys doing? Like this 70% of my viewership is not subscribed, please. If you're here and you're sticking out for like the full hour, hit subscribe, please. What is this? Some BS. All right. Thank you guys. I'll catch you later. Peace.